Welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I'll be doing all the crafting. And today we're going to I'm going to play part in the Useful DIY Challenge for March. This challenge is held by Mom Das Life Handmade, and this month is co-hosted by Nicole North Garden DIY. So both of those channels, I'm going to have links down below. So be sure to go down below and take a look at their channels because they do some awesome crafts. And then also the link for the full playlist with all the other crafters as well will be in the link again down below. So do make sure to check out those links. Now, if you're not already, I would love it if you've subscribed. I love it if you give it a thumbs up. And I love if you also write a comment. Leave a comment so I know what you think. All right? All right, we're going to make it quick again. Let's go ahead and go take a look. We'll start by making this adorable organizer box. You'll need the following items. You can slow that down if you need. And the boxes I use are actually from one of those home delivery places, and we're just going to prep the box. So I'm going to put some hot glue basically to bind up those seams to make sure that they last a long time. I think these boxes, I think it was Hello Fresh that I was with for a while there, and I think that's where these came from. So once those are all bound up, then we're going to take the second box. Now the second box, we want to leave it without any hot glue yet because that's where we're going to stick the legs or the paint sticks through. So this is really easy. It's a perfect fit, which makes life so much easier for us. So we're just going to put those through. Now these sticks I happen to already have because I was going to use them for a different craft and didn't finish that craft, so I still had the sticks. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue those sticks in. Now here I'm showing the Gorilla Glue because I do want it to be a long-lasting hold. So I am using both the Gorilla Glue and the hot glue, again for the instant hold and long-term hold. So I'm a little creative here because you don't want the two glues to mix because it defeats the purpose and I guess they cancel each other out. So keep them separate. But on the outsides I'm using the Gorilla Glue and on the inside I'm using the hot glue. And once you've glued it, I am going to put those little craft clips from Dollar Tree on there to hold it steady and still while I'm, moving the box around and finishing up. So again, we're just going to do the Gorilla Glue and the hot glue. And then we're just going to put those in place. You should measure these to make sure you have them even. Even is going to be very important in this craft. And then we're going to clip those together. And once we've got all of those on and clipped, then we are going to add some hot glue to the outside. This is just going to further support the weight of anything that goes on that top shelf in this double layer shelf. And then once that's all good, I'm going to paint. Now, perhaps you should have painted before you added the sticks, but I got so excited I didn't, and this worked out just fine. The only thing is I did add the painter's tape around those legs just to make sure that they didn't get messed up. And I ended up changing the color of those anyway, as you'll find out pretty soon. And then I'm going to put in some contact paper on the inside of the drawers. So I'm just measuring that. This box ended up being about a 10 by 8. And that's the contact paper I'm going to measure out and cut to fit. And when you're using this contact paper, it is very helpful to use some sort of scraper. I have one of the really large ones from Cricut, and it is perfect for most of these contact paper type crafts. It just basically squeegees it right in there. It makes it nice and tight. And then I noticed that the inside of the box, you can still see the inside there, and it still looks brown. I didn't like that. So then I had to go back and finish those edges off because it does need to look finished. And I'm not a big twine person. I mean, I add twine to stuff, but I wasn't going to try to fill in all this with twine and yarn and all that. I wasn't going to do that. So I just painted it, and that worked out fine. And then I'm going to connect the two layers together. Now, I ended up switching the legs to black. I mean, not switching, but painting. And I should have done the painting before I put this all together. But I hadn't yet made that decision, so, it's always too late. Too late to make the change. So here I'm only using Gorilla Glue because this is the top layer of shelf? Yeah. shelf. So just hot glue on the very tip, and then Gorilla Glue all where it's actually holding on. And this was a pretty snug fit, so it was easy to make it sit in there. And so once I've got it measured properly, one of my legs, unfortunately, was not the right size. So I did kind of mess that up a little bit, which is where measuring comes into play. I should have measured. I was too excited and I didn't. So I'm just going to wipe some of that glue off, and then I'm going to again put my clips on. These little clips from the Dollar Tree are so handy. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And because it was Gorilla Glue, I did let it set up or sit still or whatever for quite a few hours to make sure that that hold is going to be good. And here it is a couple hours later after it had been sitting with those clips on there, and it's pretty secure. It's pretty tight. So we'll go ahead and take those off. And then I wanted to add something so that it wasn't simple. Now most of you probably would just distress this, but not me. No, I got to make it blingy. So I added this little, these jewel stickers, which I really like. It actually looked really good. I was quite impressed or quite happy with it. And I'm just measuring, I want it to be 1 inch from the top for whatever reason. That's what I figured I liked. So that's what I did. I just made those little tiny pencil marks and then just glued right or stuck these stickers right over those little marks. And these are the self-adhesive line of stickers, so it's really easy to use. And there I have put one on the top and on the bottom shelf. And then this is where I decided I just could not live with that brown, those brown stir sticks. So I painted them black, which to me looks so much better because then it matched the contact paper. It was more my style. It looked great. Now the inside, however, didn't like that either, so we're going to change that. We're going to change that to add some contact paper to the inside there, which did work out well. So I added a little flower to the outside and that contact paper to the inside, and that's the end result. And so here I've got all my paint supplies, well not all of them, but a lot of my paint supplies, my brushes and stuff up top, and then the actual paint down below. And this is a very useful little do-it-yourself. And looks pretty good to me. And again, remember to visit Mom Das Life Handmade and Nicole Northgarden DIY's channels who hosted this fun challenge. Appreciate these monthly challenges. This is what we're going to make next. Now this was kind of just a throw it together type of deal. We're just making a little pillow that goes behind your back as you're sitting in your chair. This is my office chair that I have at home, and I actually am using this. So we have to start off by measuring. I measured that I needed the ribbon to be 33 inches. So I'm just going to cut this ribbon. Now this does not match the pillow that I had. Those pillows are from the Dollar Tree, and I think they only had like pink or blue or something when I got that. And I don't have pink or blue ribbons, so, you know, I had to do what I had to do. Because I actually do need a pillow for my back, so that's what I did. And so anyway, the point is you could use any ribbon you want, any pillow color. If you're handy and can make a pillow cover, that'd be even better. And here I'm just going to bend over the edge of that ribbon because I'm going to end up gluing the Velcro on to the ribbon. And for this, I put on all my little finger protectors, all of them that I could find, and I'm going to just, again, hot glue. And the fabric hot glue is awesome. I just happen to be using regular hot glue, but fabric hot glue would probably even work better. So just going to glue on and going to glue the tip so that part that I folded over is glued down to the ribbon. And we are going to need to do this on both sides, of course, to that ribbon. And I happen to put the prickly part on the ribbon and then the softer part on the actual pillow. I don't know why I did it that way. That's just what I did. And the same thing on this side. I'm going to separate the two pieces of Velcro, or hook and loop if you want to call it like that. And then we're just going to again glue that down. And then I measured out where the Velcro was going to need to go on the pillow. And so I measured that out, put a mark there with just some marker. And we're going to need to empty out the little styrofoam balls, the little pack that goes in there. So I took those out, and then I can work on a flat surface to get this added. Now I am going to again use hot glue, so I'm going to put this contact paper backing inside there, so that I didn't glue the pillow to itself, if that makes sense. Because that contact-like paper is going to be in there to protect it. So we're just going to measure those out, and not measure them because they're already measured. Just going to line those up, and then again hot glue those down. And then I'm going to sew. Now I lost all of what I was doing when I was sewing, so I'm just trying to show you what the last few images that I had. So I'm just sewing just two little loops through that Velcro into the pillow, just so that it's a little bit stronger. This is not a long-term pillow like I'm going to use for the rest of my life or anything like that, by all means, but I do at least want it to last. Then we're going to just put the stuffing back into the pillow. And there we go, just like that. And then we're just going to connect it back. So easy, so easy. And here it is all completed on my chair. And of course, this would have looked 100% better if I would have had like a black pillow or a white pillow or some different ribbon. But this is what I had, so this is what I used. I thank you so much for stopping by today, and do be sure to visit all the links below. The full playlist will be down below, as well as our host, Mom Das Life Handmade, and the co-host, Nicole Northgarden DIY. Visit both their channels as well. And I appreciate you so much stopping by. Go ahead and subscribe and like and comment and hit the bell, most importantly, because then you'll know when I do my next video. Thanks so much. Have a great one.